Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. There is a blockchain project that I want to talk about that I believe personally is the next 10x at minimum, quite frankly. And I've got to put my neck on the line. None of this is financial advice, but what I'm trying to do is build a certain level of knowledge with people that watch this channel. My goal is to make a million people millionaires, but you can't do that by just towing the line and talking about ETFs and things like that. And this crypto bull run that we're in, that we've just begun in the altcoin season, is an opportunity to make a lot of money, but you only have a certain amount of time because it's a cycle. And one thing that I've been known for is doing the opposite of what most people in the crypto world do. Type 1 if you agree with that. When I started with XRP, I got made fun of, mocked, by all the Bitcoin maxis back when XRP was 2 cents. And by the time it was taking off past 250, I was moved on to the next thing, because there's something about cryptocurrency that most people don't understand. There's a cycle and a build out cycle, raising funds, like the idea cycle, part of the cycle. Then there's the raising funds. Then there's the getting people to understand the education part of it. There's a lot to this cycle. And there's these couple lulls during these cycles where people lose money because the projects wane. So I'm going to talk about this. And before I do, I want you to consider, don't race in and buy it. I'm going to show you the value proposition, because this video is going to be like a timestamp. This is my resume. My report card is how many times was I right? And that is really what's most important to me. I've had people tell me as an insult, all you want to do is be right. Yeah, what kind of idiot wants to just be wrong? If I'm wrong, I want to be made right, but I've got to put my neck on the line as a content creator. And because think about this, I want to continue talking with companies, advising companies, consulting with companies, buying chunks of companies as an integral part of a team. Well, you can't do that if you're just spouting off nonsense online and you're wrong all the time. So I'm about to make a prediction on a cryptocurrency. I'm going to explain why, but I don't want you racing out and buying it. I'll explain that in a second. Also, today is the last day for the DeFi Pro Master bundle, which includes this is the last time we're going to include mine and Dylan's crypto picks. All right, that section will not be anymore offered. So if you want that, the link is down below. Now, all right, so let's start with what an oracle is, and that has to do with this company that I'm about to talk about. Okay. A blockchain oracle is a third-party service that connects smart contracts with data systems on a blockchain. We're talking about like off blockchain data that now is brought into a blockchain to help a blockchain not only survive but thrive and help with its security. It allows a blockchain to interact with the real world, to understand changing times, data points, and all that stuff. I'm going to try and keep this really simple. Essentially, an oracle acts as a bridge between a blockchain and the real world data that's happening in the real world that the blockchain is trying to record and improve. Okay, does that make sense? So if it's housing, a blockchain that is built to record housing data, what it's doing, the oracle would go out and find data in a couple different ways. Housing data, but also data of how that blockchain is interacting on different exchanges, when people are buying, selling, all of that kind of stuff. Okay, it helps with the security of a network. There are a couple of the biggest blockchain oracle company that comes to mind would be Link. Type 2 if you've ever heard of Link, or type Link down below if you've heard of it. It was really one of the first movers in the blockchain oracle space. And since then, many companies have come up around it. And I like the up and comers. Why? Because they have something that the first mover doesn't have. Everyone talks about first mover advantage, right? That is a thing, like Bitcoin. But what's really cool about the up and comers is they're watching the guys that made it first to market and how big they got. They not only do what they did, but they make it better, right? All throughout history, technology is always stacking on top of each other, all right? And a company that used to be around, has anyone, this is going to be a crazy random question. Type 3 if you remember the company Quasar. Quasar, it was a tech company. Just type 3 if you've ever heard of it. And you'd have to be pretty old to, and I'm not saying pretty old, I mean, come on, I'm in my 40s and I know what Quasar is. But Quasar was a company that created electronics, primarily VHS recorders, right? Where's Quasar today? Now, Texas Instruments is another fine example. Texas Instruments is still around and it's huge, but it's not out in the mainstream like it used to be when it was creating video games and things like that, video game systems, stuff like that. It's now a support company. Well, what I'm about to tell you, what I believe is the next 10X, and I'm putting my neck on the line because I could be wrong, right? But I've got a good amount of blockchain experience, and that's what I'm leaning on, along with not only technicals, watching the price like a coiled spring, but also the team, which is an incredibly smart team. So the company, and I'm going to explain what they just did, which I think is going to be massive in the space, is DIA. It's DIA. Now, first, I want to tell you, I own a good clip of this. As a matter of fact, it's probably my fifth largest holding. It's up there. And if anybody would like to sell at a lower price than what it is right now, I've got a nice big buy order ready for you. I'm not afraid of the price going down because like what happened with XRP, when it got smashed down, I listed my house on the market and I took a large chunk of the money from my house profits and I bought XRP with it because I understood the fundamentals of the company. I understood who the team was and I was okay waiting, right? Now look where we are now. It's very important for you to realize where you are in a cryptocurrency cycle, but not only in the cycle of cryptocurrencies as a whole, where each of these companies that you're investing with are in their own cycle, in their own company journey. So this is some pretty big, there's a grant program that DIA just put out, and it's a staking program, but it boosted just recently their staking program. There's two things I want to tell you about. Their staking program just boosted the DApp usage by 37% on Arbitrum. It says DIA, a prominent decentralized Oracle network, has launched a new staking program that offers developers free Oracle access across more than 15 blockchain networks. This initiative aims to eliminate the costs associated with Oracle services, thereby encouraging broader adoption and innovation within the decentralized finance ecosystem. All right, so why did Link take off? Well, Link, when you asked anybody, hey, what is Link? Well, Link allows this blockchain to talk with this blockchain. Yeah, but it's a lot more in depth than that. And so what's a barrier to entry for this blockchain to be able to talk to this blockchain using Link in the middle as an intermediary? I'll tell you, money. And so what DIA just did is they came out and said, you know what? We got the money to pull this off. We're going to let you guys come in and start using our services for free. And I have a feeling in the next 90 days, and I've already got a message into them, so any of the DIA guys, I'm sure, and do me a favor, check this out, guys. This could be really cool. Down below, there's that link to the DeFi course, right? It's the last day if you guys want it for the trade picks. But down below that is my X profile. If you go on there and follow that channel, I put out a lot of things that hint to what I'm doing with the DeFi group, but also the projects that I'm in and things that I think are very important that most people don't understand how to cover. And I don't cover it on this channel. I retweet them and I engage with them. Go check out the post that I put on just yesterday and the day before about DIA. And I've got a message into them to interview them because they are an incredibly intelligent team. And a handful of them can speak in normal language. Let me throw this out there. I know a lot of people in the blockchain space, a lot of coders, and a lot of them love to live in caves. I know this. I know some of you guys are watching and you're laughing right now. You do not like people. You love living in caves, and your screen is not white background, it's black. You're just like in the cave. You love coding. That's what you do. And it's hard to interact with the average person, right? Because you're so technical, it's crazy. Michael, I'm talking about you right now. And he's probably giggling. But the thing is that they know how to rock a computer system and to build things that are just incredible, right? Well, it's rare to get guys that are super techie, but also can speak in just average language. Type 5, if you guys know what I'm talking about. And this team from Dia is like that. I want to get them on the channel and interview them. But what I'm going to do is, this is me showing you way ahead of time how to find something small, hold it for a little bit. And when I say don't race out and buy a ton of it, do it your own due diligence. Take your time, learn about this, and nibble, because a lot of people get completely wrecked as, and I'm going to give you a throw out right now. Anything under $100 million market cap on this project, and I think right now it's sitting at like 55 million, is a gift. And then once it passes 100 million and it does this little joggling on the price, anything under 500 million is that second level of gift. Because what happens is, once this thing gets into the $150 million market cap range, you're going to see a crap ton of YouTubers out there picking up on it and advertising, and or not advertising, because you don't get paid to do this stuff, but you know, promoting it, talking about it, like, oh, this is the next big thing. And then all of a sudden, all the fish look that direction and they all go in and buy. And before you know it, you have one of those massive price spikes. So this is the time when nobody's watching to be a little bit nibbling at some of these projects as you're learning about them. And once you understand the fundamentals and you see the news roll out, like what they're doing right now, they're like, hey, you know what? We want to expand the amount of blockchains. I think they're already working with 70, if my numbers are right. But they just brought on a bunch more under this grant program, because there are a lot of amazing young men. I was talking to a bunch of men from just finishing graduating from Harvard in their tech, their computer science degrees. These guys are incredibly intelligent, and they're wanting to use all this knowledge and this visions and you know, to build something, but they're starting from nothing. So they jump on and get the data feeds from Dia for free. This is incredible. And again, this is still the wild, wild west of crypto. And the reason why I say it is because a lot of these teams, especially in decentralized finance, are scared to death to come out public because of the government. They're still afraid of what Biden was doing with the SEC, weaponizing the SEC against all these companies, while, sad to say, a bunch of Congress people were out there buying them up. I wish people understood what was going on in a deeper way, because you'd have a crap ton more conviction. And the one thing that is keeping you from being rich in crypto is conviction. You know, I know so many people that go, oh, look, I just bought $20 of this, I bought $20 of that. I'm like, that ain't going to get you anywhere. That is not going to get you wealthy. You know what's going to get you wealthy? Cranking down, learning all this stuff, understanding the fundamentals of the tech, and buying while nobody understands what it is, and then selling it to them when they're FOMOing in, freaking out, emotional. This is what made the Tim Drapers, the Jeff Bezoses, all of these guys. They had the understanding and foresight to sit down, close their mind down, or, you know, quiet their mind, focus on something, learn a technology, and go, this is epic. And nobody sees this coming. All right, I'm going to invest in it. Nobody got rich by investing at the end of a bull run. I'm sorry, it doesn't work. Talk to all the people that got into the tech boom in 1999 and 2000. They were sitting there holding on because, like, it could be worth more. And then boom, the people that got rich in the tech boom were investing in 1996, 1997, when people were making fun of them. Let me ask you this. Type yes or no. Do you get blank stares from friends and family when you get excited and you're talking about blockchain technology and cryptocurrency? Think about this. How many of you right now, you tell people and they're just like, you want to talk about soccer? Don't stop talking to them. Stop wasting your energy. Every time you spit out words and you're talking about something with excitement. Now think about this. Excitement uses physical energy in your body. Don't waste it on them. Stop wasting it on them. Knuckle down, crank out some knowledge, learn some things, go to some seminars, go to a conference, buy a course from somebody, learn things. This is your shot. Because before you know it, it's going to be time. I'm going to be like, all right, it's time to exit crypto for this cycle, and we're going to go over to here. And people, you'll watch, you'll be like, I remember watching this dude when he said this and people mocked. Then he said this, people mocked. And you know, there's a theme with the ninja, and that is, and honestly, it's Ninja Nation. Ninja Nation's so big and powerful, it's moving markets now. This is not even a joke. This is awesome. And if I could get people to that understanding, like, all right, we're going to be diversified. We're going to think like nobody else. We're going to move stealthily, and we're going to move small little nips. And we're just going to, this is death by 1,000 cuts to the elites. This is how we're getting rich. Let me ask you this. And for anyone that is not about to type and engage in this question, I want you to watch how many people are. If you have made money, either gotten out of debt, or you're worth more, your net worth is worth more by watching this channel, and it's not because of me, it's because of a decision you made, type 100. And to everybody, thanks DW for the super chat, for everybody that is not understanding what's going on, I want you to go down to the comment sections and look. Because this group of people around the world, human beings, I don't care what your race is, I don't care what your sex is, I could care less what your whatever you think, I care about your heart. And if you want to be successful and you want to gain wealth and you want to go take out those elites little by little because you're part of an army, that's look at everybody that's typing it right now in the live feed. Just wait till you see the comment section a day later on this video. This is what we're talking about. This is my call right now. I'm putting my neck on the line. And if any short sellers want to smash it down, bring it. I got more money. And I'm going to build a position in this. And I'm going to talk more about this company because I don't know any of the team personally. I've watched them for a long time. I've researched this. And you know what? This is a project. I'm not putting all my money into it. But I am personally going to be a leader leads. And I don't ever talk about anything that I don't have significant money in, because I think most people on social media are just dust in the wind, man. They're just nothing. And I know this from experience because I know a lot of people in the industry because I go to those conferences with all these people. And I had one accidentally text me on accident because he was texting another person. And he literally said one day, hey, I wouldn't mess with the ninja. He's the real deal. I went and found out what he's does financially, and it just blows my mind. And then the guy figured it out. He's like, oh crap. And I'm like, you know, there's so many con men in this space pretending they own a private jet or they're flying a private jet when the jet doesn't even have wings. It's a set in Southern California or Las Vegas. They drive around cars that they lease. This is absolutely insane. That's why, again, I don't have a problem doing stuff on a tricycle in the back of my truck. I'm already self-made. I've already done that. And I'm going to keep increasing because you are going to keep increasing. That's my brand. That's it. Craziest sales stick ever. If you want to be a part of the DeFi group and you want the trade calls for the next 6 months, and it also includes a monthly coaching calls, then group coaching calls, then there you go. The link's down below. This is the last day for the sale. All right, with that being said, check out the Twitter account, the X account down below. It's just mine. Start checking out the stuff I put on Dia and start researching it, because I think in the near future, I'm not saying next week, next month, you're going to see a lot more scuttlebutt about it, a lot more YouTubers talking about it. And I want to be ahead of the pack, and I want you to be ahead of the pack. That's our goal. All right, with that being said, the Economic Ninja is out.